Hello and welcome to the next video. In this video I'm going to talk about an experience I had in Kyoto, Japan while living in Osaka. I'll call this the Kyoto wingman experience. So in prior videos when I was talking about Japan, I talked about one of the ways that I learned the language and or met people was to go to a language exchange. At the time, I was going to a language exchange through Meetup that was in the Pig and the Whistle. I think it was an Irish pub out in Kyoto. And I purposely picked Kyoto because I liked Kyoto, and after the exchange was over, I can go out and enjoy the nightlife and hang out. And if memory serves, this event was a weekly event on Sunday nights. So I believe it would go from either 5 to 8 or 6 to 8, or maybe 6 to 9. Anyhow, so I'd go, it was on the second floor where this Irish pub was, just outside the Gyeong district area, not far from, I forget if it was Sanjo Station or maybe one after it. So very easy to get there from where I live, just down one train line, short walk. In a big area, 50, maybe 80 people at times. If I can find a photo, I'll throw one up so you can kind of see what it was like. Anyhow, I had been going to this event on a regular basis just to kind of practice Japanese and meet people and have an excuse to be out in Kyoto and to kill time before I will go out at night and do something. So go out there, chat it up with some people. There was a Western expat, I forget if he was American or British, I think he was American, and who was in one of the groups, or one of the tables where I was a member of the group of people who were chatting. Seemed like a cool guy, had a good conversation, and there was a Japanese girl who I believe she may have lived in Hawaii for a period of time, so really fluent English. Kind of a quiet personality, and not so much that she didn't speak, but I guess she was very mild-mannered, right? Wasn't, all Genki and, very reserved in her temperament, and had kind of a semi-serious face, but, it's good to talk to her. So at the end of the event, this expat had said to me, "Hey, what are you going to do after here?" I said, "I don't know, I probably want to eat something. I'm a little bit hungry, and it's, it's a little late, so I should definitely grab something." He's like, "Oh, do you like sushi?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I do. I'm in Japan." It's like, "Oh, okay, you want to grab sushi afterwards? I know this place." "Sure." He's like, "Oh, I'm going to ask this girl if she's interested in coming with us." "All right." She says yes. The three of us go out. So we end up going out to the sushi place in one of the shopping arcades, not too far from the Pig and the Whistle, on the other side of the Kamogawa, which is one of the rivers that cuts through Kyoto. Kamogawa, oddly enough, translates to Duck River. So we cross the Duck River, go to this little conveyor belt sushi place outside this shopping arcade, eat, continue our conversation. After that, we end up going to a place called The Hub, which, if anybody knows, The Hub is a British pub chain that's across Japan, so it's got, I guess, what they perceive to be what a British pub would look like, but it's really well maintained, a lot of brass, and really interesting architecture, big place, always full. So we go out there, have a few drinks, just chat. At a certain point, she goes to the restroom, and this expat asked me, "Hey, are you interested in this girl?" I said, "Not really." "Why?" He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna, I'm interested in her. I might, might chat her up and see where things go." And I said, "Well, if you want me to leave, by all means, I'll be more than happy to." It's like, "Oh, no, we'll see. I think I'm gonna see about inviting her out to this other place, and then we'll see where it goes." I said, "All right." Comes back, chats with her. We pay our tab and I'll head out. And he mentions to her, "Oh, they're gonna go into this place." She says, "Oh no, I think I'm just gonna head back." And it's like, okay. So since just the two of us, he's like, "You wanna go to this place? Because she's not coming along." I said, "Yeah, sure." And I had heard about the place. I think it was a Zaza pub, which is this 2-story woodsy kind of sports bar, speakeasy, but they have sometimes music on the second floor, and a lot of expats go there, and it's along, I believe it was Teramachi or Kiyamachi Street, one of those two. One of the two big kind of bar club streets that's not in Gion, that's in Kyoto. So go in, it's pretty packed, pretty noisy. Grab a drink, wait for the upstairs to open up because they open it up after a certain time. It's already getting late, probably about 10:30-ish at this point. Last train, remember, is at midnight. So they finally open up the second floor. We go upstairs along with a bunch of people. It's pretty crowded. And as we're walking by a table, there's this Japanese woman that, I forget if she talked to me or talked to him first and said, hey, join us. She's there with a couple other expats. We're like, okay. Sit down, have this conversation. An older lady, probably in her late 30s, early 40s, but very chatty. Say hi to the other expats there. I forget where they were from, but friendly enough pair. Remember getting up, because I just finished my drink, and they didn't have a bar on the second floor. You had to go downstairs. And they didn't have servers like bringing stuff. So I go to get up, and she grabs me, and she goes, where are you going? I go, to grab a drink. You coming back? I said, yes. She said, oh, okay, yeah, grab your drink and come back. Do that, came back. And, sit back at the table, talking with the guy from the exchange that I was hanging out with, and then some of these other people. And I know she keeps, the same Japanese woman keeps doing this to other people who are coming by, some Japanese, some expats. And he and I kind of look at each other. This is kind of weird. I should probably move from the table. I said, yeah. Move out. There's like a little balcony area that faces the Teramachi or Kiyamachi Street. I forget which. And just kind of go out there and chat for a bit. And he mentions, man, this place is pretty happening. Oh, thanks for coming out. I don't, I haven't had anybody to hang out with for a long time. I've been here for, I forget how many years. And, I lost my wingman. I said, really? He goes, yeah, he got himself a serious girlfriend. He doesn't really go out anymore. And he and I used to hang out and go drinking and, hit on girls and just kind of hang out and chat and stuff. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, hey, I've been looking for somebody to hang out with. He's like, oh, cool. You seem like a cool guy. Definitely, somebody I could use, as a wingman or as a friend. So, cool. So we exchanged line information. Line is like what WeChat and Facebook Messenger with Facebook itself is, where it's a messaging app, but it does other things. Anyway, it was something that a lot of Japanese people used at the time, and even expats, to keep in contact. It's just another application to chat. So I said, oh yeah, cool. So exchanged each other's information, and it was getting kind of late, and I didn't want to get stuck there all night. So I said to him, well, I gotta catch the last train. It's almost midnight. I didn't plan for this. He's like, yeah, I might stick, might head out in a couple of minutes. I think he had to work the next day, and I didn't. He's like, oh, but definitely we gotta hang out. In the future we gotta plan it out. If since you're in the suburbs and I'm out here, but I'm definitely looking for someone to hang out with on weekends. And my schedule at my job at the time allowed me to enjoy nights on weekends, which I really appreciated. I just kind of had to plan it out just in case, to get home, shower, and then boom, go right out the door, so I didn't miss any fun time or miss potential fun time. So I said, yeah, no problem, we'll keep in contact. Like I said, this was on a Sunday. I was off Monday, Tuesday. So I think it was a few days later, I messaged the guy online. Like, oh, cool, now I got an expat friend here, and somebody who knows the lay of the land and, speaks the language, at least better than I do. And messaged the guy, hey, so how's it going? You have a good rest. How's work going? And are you gonna do anything this coming weekend or the next weekend? I think he said, oh, it wasn't too bad. Work is normal. And that was it. So I think the weekend approached, and I messaged him again, hey, you doing anything this weekend? No response. And I never heard back from him. And it was kind of shock. I guess shock's the strong word. It's kind of a surprise that this person who I met seemed pretty cool, very chatty, very friendly, an expat like me, who said I would be a good wingman, who said I would be cool that I seemed cool to hang out with, who hung out with me, who exchanged information with me, doesn't respond to messages to do the very thing that he wanted to do in the future, which is just hang out. So yeah, never saw the guy again, never heard from the guy again. Hope he's doing well, but it was another one of these experiences in Japan that kind of added to something I talked about in a few other videos about the loneliness in Japan, that you know, it's kind of hard to make friends, not just with the Japanese people, but even expats. It seems like the expats in Japan, unlike in China, are a little odd and not as friendly as they seemed. But anyway, that's the Kyoto wingman story. See you on the next video.